Hello, ladies. Welcome. I know everyone is muted. It's okay. I'm in full control. Whew. It's been a crazy couple of days, weeks. I don't know if you all can feel it. Please let me know in the chats how you are feeling. You can use a sentence or a word. Want to give a few more minutes to see. Allow everyone to join. Lots of names here. Good and calm. Thank you. Dalai. We have another Zoom user and an iPhone here. I managed to figure out this sound. I cannot tell you, ladies. It's taken me 2 days, but I'm so happy I could figure it out. Okay, I think we can start. I just want to take some time. Everyone can hear me, right? You can just throw a sharp. Great, perfect. I just want to take a moment to ground ourselves and bring ourselves a bit more into our bodies and a little bit more out of our heads to land. So we can all take a few deep breaths in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's take another one. You can even sigh it out. Sighing it out means using our voices. So, and we can stretch it out a little bit. Take up some space. We're always taught to shrink ourselves, to take up less space, be smaller. I'm saying fuck that shit. And then just inviting your body to be present for our circle. You can even shake a little bit. Some neck rolls. And shoulder rolls. Try to notice and see where you are carrying some stiffness, tightness. Can move the hips a little bit. Something I've found that works very well for me is tapping. So just tapping right here underneath the collarbone. Also letting your body know that you are here. Even tapping on the shoulders. Remember to keep breathing. Right. You can put your hands on your heart and on your womb. Just tune into the song and the environment that you are in. Let's take a look around. Notice where you are. Taking one last deep breath in. Lovely. Okay. So I'm gonna unmute everyone. Or give you access to. Y'all, all these things are so technical for me. I think it should work now. If not, I'll just unmute you. You can just raise your hand or whatever you feel works for you. Okay, so how's everyone doing? If you feel like you want to jump in here, say something, please go right ahead. What's on your mind? What's on your heart? If you don't have anything to say, that's also okay. Okay, someone's talking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, darling.
Okay. I'm feeling calmness today.
Great.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a lovely
calm.
feeling.
I took a few days of leave, so I'm just woosahing. Today is the first day, today and tomorrow. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's peaceful.
Sometimes just disappearing from the world really helps a lot.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the quietness.
I'm wondering, Zoom user and iPhone, if you all can show us or let us know who you are. No, okay, that's totally fine as well. Okay, so I want to know from all of you, what is your, it's me, Kay, Lydia. Okay, thank you, Lydia. Welcome. Let me see. Okay. What is your relationship with dancing? And I don't mean drunk dancing, or anyone can dance when they're drunk, you know. Hey, Carmen. Yes, so everyone can dance when they're drunk. You know, those type of people that you get at a wedding and they say, ooh, I'm not drunk enough for this shit. Or even performative dancing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking a bit more about dancing to feel emotions, dancing to pray, dancing to make it a ritual. If you want, you can either just put one word in the chat or you can hop on and tell me. It could be anything: resistance, shame, shyness, anything that pops up, anything that feels true to you. It could also be very positive, and you could be the type of person that is really fine with doing something like that.
Okay, I'll go. By myself, dancing by myself, where I feel I won't be judged and it's just me and I can dance however I want to. And usually it's when I feel good, when things are going well. It's like an expression of happiness in that way.
Right. Very
And it's
interesting.
usually vibey music then. Like after a gym session. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you haven't done enough. You need to keep moving the body.
Yeah. So I don't get stiff the next day, okay?
Okay. Okay. It's very interesting that you said that. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because, again, it comes back to, and there's nothing wrong with the way you're doing it or how you are doing it. It's just something interesting that I've noticed is that when things are going good, you dance. It's a way of expression, 100%. But when we start to feel a bit more contracted, we start numbing. It's like we doubt ourselves that we aren't capable of handling negative emotions, whether that's rage, sadness, or anything like that. That is something that I've noticed for myself. Kind of like a self-sabotage in a way, especially when it is that time of the month when you start bleeding. And what we've been taught about our cycles is to be ashamed of it, that it's disgusting, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it is. But once we start honoring that a little bit more and you do things that is a bit more difficult, especially during that time, instead of numbing, because that's what I do. I normally, when it's that time of the month, I want to do a nice ritual and everything, but it's almost like there's just something inside me that says, no, not now, not today. I'm rather just going to put on an episode of something and watch that. And before you know it, I've watched 5 episodes. And again, there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's interesting to work with emotions that are uncomfortable to feel. Carmen, do you want to tell us a little bit about your relationship with dancing? If you don't have, that's fine. It's really not. Okay, let me see if I can unmute you. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Couldn't find the button. It was such a struggle. Thank you. So I have a very good relationship with dancing. I love it just because it's an outlet, or like I don't know what release it is. Sometimes it's happy, sometimes not happy, but whatever it is, it's just a sense of release. So for me, it's also connecting a little bit more with my body. So that's basically what connection I have with it.
Yeah. Elena, would you like to share?
From young, I mean, I've always been a happy child. I always used to dance when I'm alone in my bedroom, when I'm listening to my favorite song. And it still applies still today. If I'm around people, I'm self-conscious about the music. Especially because I got a weird music taste, but I do
I
dance.
feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, technically always when I'm happy, which is always this time of the day when I see a sunset, the small things that trigger a good song. Yeah.
Nice. Melisha. I know Melisha has 2 babies, so she might be juggling a few things. My relationship with dancing is not that good. As children, my dad was a priest in our church, and our church firmly believed that you're not allowed to dance. I'm not sure necessarily why. So we were never allowed to go to school dances and stuff like that. And I've always had this resistance with it in my room. And also because I have a very performative type of personality. So it always turns out to be those types of dances where you have to be like perfecting technique, where it's like step 1, 2, 3, punch or whatever. And it's changed. I've really started working on that, and it's absolutely amazing how you get to know yourself, because I've also realized that I'm very disconnected from grief and rage, all those emotions that is so suppressed. And yes, I move my body, I lift weights, but I'm not necessarily going to lift weights to feel emotions. I'm doing it because I don't want to get fat. That's one reason. We all have that reason, I know. Okay, but I am just we are going to dance right now together. You are so very welcome to put your video off if you want to. If you don't feel like dancing, you don't have to either. But I do invite you to force yourself, even if that starts with having your video off. It's not a very long song. It is one that has really been working for me. So, without any further ado, since I'm the leader, I can't put my video off. But also I think maybe that is what this girl needs. So, like I said, if you want to put your video off, please do so. If you just want to tune in and listen to the song and you just want to sway, also totally fine. It starts slow. Mana ja, here we go. Can you hear it? Good. Ooh. Really feel. Don't think about it.
Clearing is open, only but a whisper of time.
See if you can let go of the resistance.
Dissolving thoughts in my mind. Now the quiet, it leads me as a guide. Lifts my eye to the dawn. I see you now. Already gone. On the fallen bark, it shows circles drawn by years. How long have I been waiting here, breathing slow below? Are you close to awakening?
And I really invite you to let go of the resistance.
Gentle and slow,
No one's looking at you, everyone's looking at me.
sacred. Are you learning
Woo!
to breathe? When you're running and running and weary, all you really have is there's another way beneath your feet. It's all for love. Hear me
Now, there is nothing that is wrong.
You
You will
will
stumble.
stumble, you will rise, and there's no one. Are you close to awakening? Are you tracing the sign you receive? Gentle and slow, time is sacred. Are you learning to breathe? Golden quiet consecration in my valley of shimmer and white. At the edge where the hours are fading, I am learning to breathe inside.
Woo! Thank you so much for entertaining me. Okay, so now I quickly want to know what came up for you. Was it, ooh, this is weird?
I wanted it louder.
Yes, I know. That is the unfortunate Zoom. It's on its loudest on my side.
Max.
Okay. Well, that is something I know is quite strange for a lot of women, to stand up and dance with another bunch of women. We have these sister wounds, and I don't mean necessarily sister by blood. It's more like with women in general. It can also be your sister, it can be your mother, but women in general. And one thing that I've learned is that women are scared of women, but women need women. And that is essentially the goal of these Zoom circles. And I know for a lot of people it is strange because we are so far from our roots and from ourselves that when we do something like this, you immediately go to thinking, what are these people going to think about me? Am I going to be judged? And yeah, so that is essentially what it's about. We'll dig deeper into sister wounds and struggles with that and how we move forward from that. But the only way you can heal your sister wound is through community of other women, learning to trust other women. And I know that's not always easy. So I know that we have a topic, right? And I was going to rush all of these things, but I really wanted to take time with the more embodiment movement rather than the teaching, I guess. But I know that this is something a lot of us struggle with. So if you have to leave and we're not done, by all means, please, you're welcome. I understand things need to happen, children need to be fed, you need to eat. There is a recording, so you can always go back and watch the recording. I'm going to share my screen now. Can everyone see it? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Great stuff. Right. So before we go any deeper into this topic, I just want you to close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to notice what happens in your body when you hear the word that I'm saying. And remember that there's no right or wrong here. I'm not asking you to think about it. I'm asking you to feel it. So just notice what comes up in your body when you hear the word discipline. You can write it down, you can share in the chat, or you can hop in and tell us if you want to, but you don't have to either. What do you feel? Ups and downs, okay. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing again, feeling it, not definitions or anything like that, sensations and emotions or associations. Devotion. What comes up? What do you feel in your body when you hear the word devotion? Could be memories, images. Remember, don't think about it. Devotion. If you want to, you can share. But I do want you to notice if there is a difference between those words that you feel in your body. So, for many women, discipline, especially for me, feels tight, heavy, serious, and it often comes with pressure, expectations, rules, and a sense of having to hold yourself together. Devotion, on the other hand, often feels a bit softer, like it's a bit warmer and more spacious. It carries a sense of meaning, care, choice, and it's something that you want to show up for. It's not something that you force yourself into. And so already, just from those reactions, you can feel why so many women struggle with balance. It's because that we were taught that discipline is the answer to everything. You want to achieve your goals, you have to be disciplined. If you want results, be disciplined. If you're tired, push harder. If you fall off, tighten the rules. If you're overwhelmed, you must be doing something wrong. But in my experience, discipline works until it doesn't. And when it stops working, it's not that you are lazy, and it's also not a lack of willpower. It is usually because of exhaustion. So most women in this room, you're already disciplined. You show up, you hold responsibilities, you care for others, you push through, you manage full lives. And yet, disciplined women still feel burnt out. They still feel guilty when they rest. They still feel torn between work and life. And that's usually because they are who they are expected to be by other people. Discipline alone cannot hold life. So, by definition, discipline is the structured and often difficult practice of forcing yourself to act. It relies on willpower, obligation, duty. It says, do it anyway. And sometimes that is necessary. Sometimes you do need structure. Sometimes you do need a container. And sometimes you need to show up even when it's uncomfortable. But devotion is something different. Devotion is rooted in love, in meaning, in care, in surrender. Devotion is when action becomes a natural expression of what matters to you. It's not driven by I should, it's driven by this matters. So, and here's the part that I really want you to hear. While discipline provides structure, devotion sustains effort. So discipline can get you started, but devotion is what allows you to keep going without burning yourself out. When something is rooted in devotion, it feels lighter, even when it's hard. Not because it's easy. I mean, anything worthwhile is never easy, but it feels lighter because it's aligned. And that's where the shift begins. Because when we frame our lives as a series of goals that we have to force ourselves continuously toward, everything becomes heavy. But when we shift into, this matters to me, this is an act of self-respect, this is how I take care of myself, something softens. My cat is going crazy. She's got the zoomies. Okay, so with devotion, when you start softening, you are no longer fighting yourself. You are walking with yourself. And so many women feel like discipline stops working at a certain point in their lives. And again, it's not because discipline is wrong, but because it's being asked to do the job of devotion. Discipline without devotion becomes punishment, rigid, draining, and unsustainable. With devotion being present, discipline doesn't disappear, it changes. It becomes quieter, more supportive. It becomes structure that serves a life, not structure that suffocates it. So as we continue moving through these slides, I want you to keep asking yourself, what am I disciplining myself into doing and I'm not actually devoted to? And what are you deeply devoted to, but you are afraid to structure it because it will feel restrictive? Those two questions sit at the heart of why balance breaks. And the way it can be rebuilt is through remembrance, not through force. Okay. So, what does discipline actually mean? We can slow this down a little bit more. When I say the word devotion, I'm not talking about motivation. Motivation is loud, it comes and it goes, it's emotional, it spikes and it crashes. It's the thing that we continuously wait for, and then we judge ourselves if it doesn't show up or if it disappears. Devotion is a lot quieter than that. Devotion is what you show up for even when no one is watching, like dancing in your room, connecting with your body, feeling into your emotions, and remembering or embracing whatever is coming up for you, instead of pushing it down. Let's go back to grief, anger. As women, we're told, you be a good girl, you can't be angry. And so whenever we feel anger or rage, we're like, whoa, I can't feel this emotion, this is wrong. So devotion is anchored in meaning, and it is what you do when there is no external reward. There's no praise, there's no validation, you're not getting a gold star, no leaner, smaller body, no stronger squat. It's just you choosing something because it matters to you. Devotion is not obsession either. Obsession is anxious. It's driven by fear. It's the fear of losing control, the fear of falling behind, of not being enough, which is how I started my fitness journey. I wanted to be the absolute best. Allowing no one to outwork me. And yes, it served its purpose, but it is because I have fallen so far from that connection with myself. Devotion doesn't grip, it doesn't chase, and it doesn't punish. Devotion protects. And this is such an important distinction, especially for women, because when you are truly devotional, you're not forcing it, you are protecting it. You create boundaries around it. You make space for it. You say no to other things so you can say yes to what actually matters. Devotion asks different questions than discipline does. Discipline asks, how do I make myself do this? And devotion asks, how do I care for this? And you can feel the difference in your body when you hear that. So devotion is what gives energy back instead of constantly draining it. It doesn't mean that it's always easy. It doesn't mean that it never requires effort. But it does mean that when you're done, you feel nourished, not depleted. You feel connected, not resentful. You feel more like yourself, not less. And this is why devotion is such a powerful lens for balance. Because balance doesn't come from perfectly managing your time. It comes from being honest about where your energy is going and whether it's being returned. Devotion is the meeting point of meaning, care, and choice. Meaning, this matters to me. Care, I tend to it gently. Choice, I choose it again and again. And then when those three things are present, that is when a lot of stuff starts to shift. It's like showing up feels, you stop showing up feeling like it's self-control, and you start feeling like it's self-respect, integrity, and radical responsibility. Responsibility means that you are able to respond. You have the ability to respond. And radical means that you are rooted. And so this is why devotion holds the things that discipline alone cannot. Devotion holds rest without guilt. It holds boundaries without apology. And it holds consistency without burnout. So again, where in your life are you forcing when what's actually needed is devotion? And where might devotion already be present, but it's waiting for you to recognize it? So let's reframe the work-life balance, because this is usually where the pressure spikes. Most women I speak to don't say, I don't want balance. They always say that I can't seem to find it. I keep losing it. I feel like I'm failing at it. I keep feeling like I'm failing at it. Work-life balance doesn't break because you are bad at managing your time. It breaks because it's built on pressure instead of purpose. So balance collapses when work becomes something that you are constantly bracing against. It's something that you endure, you push through to survive, rather than something that feels like you are connected to why you are here. And when that happens, again, rest stops being restorative when it's treated like a reward you have to earn. So when rest is conditional or only allowed once you've done enough, worked hard enough, proven your worth enough, it stops replenishing you. It becomes loaded, guilty, and restless. And we've all been through that. When you have an off time or an off day and you're just like, okay, I can't seem to rest. I just need to keep doing something. That is also a trauma response, because what happens as very high performative women, let's use an example, you've managed to get out of a toxic relationship, whether that's with a boyfriend or a friend or whatever the case might be. So now something in your brain has shifted. It's been rewired. So then what we do as women, you choose a very highly stressful job because you keep wanting that dopamine rush from the cortisol. Because what's happening in your brain, your body, your brain is saying, "Ooh, we need more neurons to use these cortisol." And so when you are placed in a safe space after being very highly stressed, you're going to look for something to keep giving you more cortisol. Of course, you can change and heal from that, but that starts with awareness. It's the only way. So essentially, the rest, when you stop working, your body doesn't. That's nervous system struggles. So many women are incredibly disciplined with their bodies, training schedules, food rules, routines, expectations, but they're not actually listening and feeling. So now the body becomes something that you manage instead of something that you are in relationship with. And when the body isn't listened to, it speaks louder through exhaustion, resentment, numbness, burnout. And then there are boundaries. On paper, they look good. Office hours, gym times, self-care plans. But emotionally, it is porous. And this is a new word that I've learned. Porous is something that is full of tiny holes. So work leaks into rest, and guilt leaks into pleasure, and expectations leak into the moments that are meant to be nourishing. So if you go have coffee with friends, it's supposed to be nourishing, but they have all of these expectations of you. So now it becomes depleting. So the issue isn't that balance is impossible. It is that we have been taught to approach balance as another task to optimize, instead of a relationship to tend to. And this is where discipline versus devotion really shows itself. I'm going to ask you 2 more questions. You don't need to answer them out loud unless you want to. Just notice what stirs. Where in your life are you disciplined but not devoted? So where are you showing up out of obligation, pressure, fear, rather than care, meaning, or choice? Now remember, fear is very close to bravery. It can be the exact same emotion. We all know, you need to know when it is fear and when it's bravery. If you are scared to step on stage speaking, but you know that this is what you need to do for your self-growth, that is bravery, it's not fear. The second question is, and I know they all sound very similar, is where are you deeply devoted to? What are you deeply devoted to, but you are afraid to structure it? This might be your creativity, your relationships, your body care, rest. Sometimes balance breaks, not because we're doing too much. It breaks because we are disciplining the wrong things, and we are withholding structure from the things that actually matter most. And if you really let that land, it becomes very personal. Because once again, balance is not about equal hours. It's about emotional honesty. It's about letting devotion lead and allowing discipline to serve it instead of suffocating it. So we can talk about how this shows up in real life. And this is usually, again, where tension shows up in ordinary moments. It looks like pushing through work days while feeling completely disconnected from your body. It looks like eating on autopilot, holding tension in your shoulders, counting the hours instead of inhabiting them. Did I pronounce that correctly? Elena, you are English.
I'm not too sure what the word means. Could you?
All right.
Inhabiting.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you're continuously counting the hours instead of really letting it land and be present in it.
That's important. Oh.
Yeah, so this could also look like being disciplined with training, showing up, ticking the boxes, but you are quietly resenting it. Even though that this is something you once loved, and this is where I am. It's not really a resentment for me, it's just a lot of pressure. But I'm going to find a way to make it more devotional. I'm definitely not stopping. It's so ingrained in me, there's no way, I mean. So it looks like being productive, efficient, capable, and oddly still feeling numb. Like you're doing everything right, but you're not actually there. And it looks like feeling guilty while you're resting, because it's not devoted time. It's just time off. And when you stop, your nervous system doesn't stop. These are usually the moments where women think that something is wrong with them. It's really often just a signal that discipline has been carrying too much on its own. Ooh. So let's integrate this. Instead of giving you work-life balance tips or another list of things to fix, We're going to do something much simpler and much more honest. I want you to start checking in with devotion, not performance. So you might want to write these questions down. I have them also on the last slide, so you can take a photo or a screenshot or something. What drains me, but I keep disciplining myself to do anyway? Not because it's meaningful or nourishing, but because I feel like I should. And then what do I love? What lights me up? What makes me feel more like myself? But I keep pushing aside because it feels impractical, indulgent, or not productive enough. That is usually where devotion lies. It's often the first thing that goes when life gets busy. Where is your body asking for devotion? Not more control. Not another plan, not another or more restriction, but listening, slowing down, adjusting, responding. My body has been asking for softer and more flowing movements rather than just lifting weights. So the dancing. And there are many nights and evenings where I'm like, I'm just too tired. I'm not going to do that. But then I remember, this is my devotion to myself. It means something to me. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it. And when I start, it's a lot of fun. And the last question. What would balance look like if it felt meaningful instead of managed? What would balance look like if it felt meaningful instead of managed? Not scheduled perfectly, not optimized, but felt. And so this comes again from, I'll use an example. When was the new moon? It was Tuesday. The new moon was on Tuesday. It's a new lunar year, the fire horse, and there was a solar eclipse. So also that day I went to record a bunch of content. Now I can't really just record one simple thing daily. I need to take one day because my schedule is so unpredictable. I need to take one day and I need to record a bunch of stuff. But it also takes a lot of planning beforehand, and it takes a lot of different outfits. It's a lot of shit to take with, and it's exhausting. It really is. My plan was to do a new moon ritual. What is a new moon ritual? I sit with my candle and my incense, and I'll pray a little bit, and I will write my intentions for the coming month. How I want to show up. And I was gonna dance, and I was gonna, it's gonna be a whole thing. But when I sat down to write, it's deep questions. It's not something to, I'm just quickly you need to sit and think about it. I was tired and exhausted. So what did I do? 0 rituals, 0 dancing, 0 setting intentions. I went to go lie in my bed. That is what it means to be devoted. It doesn't mean that it's this rigid thing. Yes, I did feel a moment of guilt and like, kyk, hy het op fokkie nou weer als op. Yes, I did go through that. We all do. But then we need to remember that you are a human. You are not meant to live like this. You can set your intention tomorrow or this weekend. It's fine. It doesn't need big changes. We need gentle structures that supports our devotion rather than suffocating it. And so this is where I like to include devotional time blocks, not productivity blocks, not what can I get more done blocks. It is time that it is protected because it matters to you. It's time with your body, your creativity, your rest, your relationships, even if it's short, even if it's imperfect. So what I did do is a 5-minute breathing nervous system reset breath work instead of this whole Moorse ritual that I had planned. That is devotion. It's the devotion are the anchors. If you can remember, we talked about anchors in our previous video or life circle. It is the small things that you return to when everything feels messy, like your breath or a nourishing meal. It is moments that feel kind instead of corrective. It's the presence before you rush into the next thing. People always tell me, oh, I don't have time to be slowing down. Yes, you do. Recognize how fast you are walking. Recognize how fast you are washing your hair. Recognize how fast you are putting on facial cream. It's in those moments that you can slow down and where energy starts coming back to you. Now remember that devotional is also seasonal. Some months work leads. But again, what is your anchor? You have to have an anchor. Some months rest leads. Some seasons ask for expansion. Others ask for repair. We spoke about this in the previous circle as well. We go through seasons, and that's okay, but what are your anchors? It's putting facial cream on slower, eating slower, washing your hair slower. I need to constantly, I'm a type of person that does things like this. So I need to constantly like, all right, let me just, ooh. And it's so nice when you realize that you don't have to rush. If you wash your hair a few split seconds slower, it's not going to make you later. I've timed myself. I arrive exactly on the same time. So balance is not about holding everything together equally all the time. It's about allowing your devotion to move and letting discipline support that. And that's where sustainability actually begins. So, okay, here's that slide. If y'all want to take a screenshot from journaling prompts and questions and whatnot. I would also love it if you can share the answers to some of these questions in our WhatsApp group, if you've managed to journal about them. If you know your answer or know already, we can talk about it. But I know that we are a little bit over time. Actually made really good time. The reason why I'm asking you to share this in the WhatsApp group is because, like I've explained this earlier, community is about being seen. It's about being heard. It's about being witnessed and sharing. Women needs women. And the patriarchy way of living has taught us to be separate, to not be seen, to not be heard, especially women. Because women coming together, grieving together, singing together, dancing together, raging together, has been shunned, and it is because the world is scared of that. We carry so much power together. And it is our responsibility. What is responsibility? You are able to respond. As women, to be vulnerable and stand up for each other and to connect no matter what our differences are. So there is nothing that you specifically need to share. There is nothing that you need to have realized and be like, aha, this makes sense. If something came up for you, a thought, a feeling, maybe something felt uncomfortable, or something that's still unclear, remember that you don't owe this space any insight or clarity. It's not about having the right words. It's about being honest with where you are. If no one has something to share or talk about, we're going to close the circle with another song, but this one is not specifically for dancing. This one is more just to feel. And I was scared. I'm so happy it's you ladies that are here, because this song it's like Elaine. I know it's Elena. I keep saying Elena. Is strange. Maybe it's just my perspective. Maybe it's not strange. But I think you ladies that are here will appreciate it. So this is a song to close our circle. If no one has anything that they specifically want to share. I'm so happy that all of you came. I really do appreciate it. It means so much to me, and I'm super excited. I will put this in the WhatsApp group, but I'm really excited for our next circle, because I was thinking of doing a movie night. There is a 30-minute rise of the feminine documentary or story that I want to show you. So we can either do that or talk about fitness and nutrition. I know lots of people. Melisha. No. I think Carmen needs to teach us. Carmen is my sister, and she's the dancer in the family. Yeah, so I'll do a poll in the chat to find out who is keen for a movie night or a fitness, more nutrition type of chat. So I'm gonna put the lyrics of the song in the chat if you wanna follow along. This is also the type of song to just feel in your entire being. All right. Wait. Could you hear it? Okay. I think my earphones are off and I've been having it in the entire time. No, it's not. But why am I only hearing it through this? Never mind, as long as y'all can hear it. Okay, here we go. It's a powerful song. All right, ladies, lay your worry down to rest. You are safe, you are strong, you are rooted, you belong. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Pleasure.
Kate.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.